We all remember the collapsing roof of the historic public building back in November 2022. Hurricane Lisa had ripped through Belize City on November 2nd, rendering what was then the Supreme Court and Magistrate Court building a dangerously decrepit structure. Then continuous rains thereafter exasperated the structure to a derelict state. Sharon Fraser was the chief magistrate at the time.
We came here Monday. I met a courtroom where the entire ceiling, all the light fixtures, electrical stuff, everything was down. The place full with water, and the mold, the smell of the mold was just unbearable.
Okay.
So a decision was taken that I would close down that side of the building, which is the left side of this building.
Which houses how many courtrooms?
It houses
And the cell block.
4 active courtrooms. There is a 5th room, but 4 active
Yes.
courts and the cell block area.
Court sessions had to be deferred to the start of 2022 to give the government time to identify temporary venues for magistrate and high court hearings. The Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing was commissioned to intervene and take charge of the repairs and whatever restorative work was possible. After more than 2 years, the work on the structure has been completed, the ministry's chief engineer Evandale Moody.
So we had 2 contractors, one for the roof and also one for the main building itself. Of discussion is the main structure, which is the ground and first floor, which were rehabilitated by LN Construction at a tune of approximately 2.69 million Belize dollars. It was done in 2 phases. The first phase was to address the first floor and thereafter the ground floor. With the works that the MIDH had to put in for the rehabilitation, it was very extensive, as I have mentioned, because basically we had to take out the entire interior of the building and bring it back to fruition. So we undertook that during a period of approximately 10 months. We started in March of 2023, and those works were substantially completed around November last year.
The repairs on the building have already been completed. However, it is not quite ready to be used. Against Moody's hopes, the courthouse will not be in operation for the first court session of the year.
In discussion with the Chief Justice, we wanted to see if we could have it open for the new session for this year, but I'm kind of doubtful that will happen. Reason being is that in discussions with the Chief Justice, she has asked for collaboration for the furnishing of the building since she believes that we did a fairly good job on the structure. She has asked that the MIDH incorporate the furnitures for the 4 courts that are there and the office spaces. And so that is what we're currently working on, to procure furnitures and other items that are required for the functionality of the building. So that will take us some time, I believe maybe another month or 2 months. We have commenced that process already, but we still have to wait for those to be arrive in the country. And so that will take us at least another 60 days. So we don't think that we should have it fully furnished until possibly about March.
Nothing is without its silver lining, as although the damage inflicted to the Supreme Court by Hurricane Lisa was devastating, it allowed for the building to undergo some much-needed repairs and allow for pre-existing issues that once flew under the radar to be exposed and addressed.
Maybe Lisa is a blessing, because this might very well be where consideration is given to putting that building at the Chatham Street. We had already been promised a location. I know that the second building to have been considered being built would have been that of the Magistrate Court.
I think because of the exposure that was done as a result of Hurricane Lisa, we saw what was happening under the floor. I think when they did that project, they did not see what was happening under the floor. And so it was when we had to remove the floor because that floor was damaged, that was when we observed that we had some beams that were that had wood lice and that we had to address.
Britney Gordon for News 5.